So, like, would you consider, like, if you had like a fleshlight, that would still be considered masturbation, right?
Yeah, dude, what the fuck else would it be?
But what if I have
All right. Welcome in. Welcome in. We've got a very, very, very special episode for you guys today. First of all, this is our debut on YouTube, our YouTube debut today. Um, Welcome into the Leave the Tab Open podcast for all of our YouTube viewers. I am Austin Beck, your host, and I'm joined by Jack Thompson, aka JT, my co-host, as always. We also have a third chair that you guys will probably see at some point in this episode, Sean Egan. That he's not able to join us today. But hope Sean's doing well out there, and we can't wait to have him on for our YouTube debut. Jack, how are you feeling? How are, any nerves that you have coming into our initial debut here on YouTube? I, for one, feel totally cool, calm, and collected. I'm ready to go. What are you feeling?
I mean, it's definitely just like what's the word I'm looking for here? The concept of understanding that we're going to be viewed by at least 10 people, probably not too many more than that. It gives a different um, element, I suppose, which it's the first. So any first of
Yeah, we're
anything,
going
there's
from 0 people visually seeing us to probably at, like you're saying, 10 to
like
15.
seven
So
people. So like that's seven more people that are going to be watching, and that's definitely something that I need to consider moving forward, whether it's the aesthetics here or it's
right.
what I'm consuming, this and that. But nonetheless, there's no way this journey can be successful unless we have some sort of element of videography. So yeah, let's get it. First one, it's all up from here.
First one, best one. So yeah, it's going to be a great episode. I'm really excited to join the YouTube community and have this new set of eyes, like you're saying, on us, and hopefully some new fans that wouldn't have stumbled upon us otherwise. Because there's a lot of people, like you're saying, we cannot reach the level that we want to reach without being on YouTube or having some sort of visual version of our podcast. Because there is so many people nowadays that are looking to like YouTube, and even Netflix now is getting involved in the podcast game where they have the video episodes of a lot of the biggest podcasts out there right now. So, yeah, there's probably a lot of people that are going to stumble upon us. Hopefully a lot of people that are going to stumble upon us and, that wouldn't have otherwise seen us. Hope you guys are ready for some laughs and, we don't take ourselves too seriously. We like to have a good time, and just basically shit talk. That's how this is structured. It's supposed to be sort of like you're having a conversation at a bar and you're just trying to, uh, you know, shoot the shit with a buddy. But we have some topics and segments that we get into on a regular basis, and a lot of not a lot, but a couple that are going to be new uh, additions, sort of. To the podcast that we're going to debut today for our special YouTube edition of the podcast. Um, some of these are going to be segments that we've done before. Like to start off here, we're going to rename our previous segment called Today But Yesterday. Previously, this segment was sort of structured as whatever day we thought we would release on, that's what we would pick as the day that we would look back on in history and see if there was anything cool that happened on this particular day throughout history. But it became a thing where, you know, as serious as we take this podcast, sometimes there are delays that push it to be released later than we maybe anticipated. So we sort of came up with this idea. Jack came up with an idea. I'll give him the credit here to change the format of Today But Yesterday to where we spin a wheel essentially, or a random date generator decides what date in history we are looking back on. And then this is now just kind of a historical segment where we just kind of look back in history and learn some things, talk about some random prompts. Having said that, let's go ahead and get into the time machine roulette, which is what we are renaming Today But Yesterday. Time machine roulette. Do you have a random date generator pulled up by chance?
I do. And I'm going to hit the button in 3, 2, 1. November 22nd.
All right, November 22nd. This thing loves the like last 3 months of the year for some reason. November 22nd throughout history. Let's see what was happening on November 22nd. Um Denver, Colorado was founded. It's too fucking bad that our third chair who lives in Denver, Colorado isn't here to discuss. But yeah, November 22nd, 1858, Denver, Colorado was founded. What are your thoughts, Jack?
Yeah, that's two, the only two that I've been exposed to on this date. Have a direct tie to LTTO, which I'm starting to
Mhm.
feel there's some sort of astronomic vibe going on where there's just 6 degrees of separation in any way, shape, or form we can find it. And yeah, that's trippy. Cool
That
city,
is super trippy.
very beautiful state as a whole. Um, very good sports teams right now. They're kind of on a good trajectory outside the Rockies. That's a good place to live right now if you're a sports fan and or nature enthusiast, skier, snowboarder, all that. There's a lot to do there. Awesome city. So on November 22nd, what year?
That was 1858.
1858. That was a good move. United States Congress and whoever else makes those decisions.
Whoever is the decision maker on on founding cities
Founding
and
states.
shit like that, yeah. Well, yeah, Denver, I love Denver. It's definitely it's, of cities that I've visited in the US, it's in the top 15%, I would say. So, it's up there for sure. I really like Denver. Just good vibes, you know, a lot of
All
weed.
that.
All
Yeah.
that stuff. All right, so let's move on. 1859. Ooh, The Origin of the Species by Charles Darwin was published. November
Mm.
22nd, 1859. I don't know of The Origin of the Species, but I know obviously Charles Darwin. Um, are
Yeah,
you
no, I'm not
familiar with The Origin of the Species?
not but I am familiar with like a fair amount of Darwin work. Um, I'm like real interested in that shit actually in the
The Dar
survival of the
Yeah,
fittest and
exactly.
evolution shit. So yeah, I need to take a peek at that book. I'm sure it pretty much just hones in on all of those interesting facts about
You remember the Darwin Awards?
no.
I think that was like a internet thing, like, or maybe it was like some segment on a show or something. It was like the Darwin Awards. It was like when someone does something so stupid that they kind of put their life at risk, and
Yeah.
there's like viral
Survival.
videos and shit like that, and we get like the
Yeah.
Darwin Awards. Yeah. Um,
Ridiculousness?
maybe it was like ridiculousness or something. I don't. I feel like I saw that. Maybe I just have heard the term Darwin Awards before now.
We're
Now
gonna
that I'm
find
thinking
out.
about it. Yeah. Let's get to the bottom of this. Um, let's see. I'm gonna take a peek ahead here and see if there's any other cool ones while you do that. Uh, ooh, 1927, November 22nd, 1927. The patent for a snowmobile was issued to Carl J.E. Eliason of Sainer, Wisconsin. Shout out that dude. Those are cool. Growing up as a kid, a snowmobile was like one of the coolest like toys that I could imagine having as a grown man. So I've never ridden one though. Have you driven a snowmobile before?
No, I think I've been quoted on here of saying I've never seen snow or
Ah,
been
that's
in the snow.
correct, that's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, and you thought
But
it was
but
gonna
I,
snow when it was, 30 degrees because you thought it, like, had to,
I mean,
so
like it was gonna rain and it was under 30. It's like a really fucking. It's a very damp state here in Florida. It's pretty humid. So I was like,
makes
wishing on
sense,
a prayer.
I get it, I get
Uh,
it. So anyways, yeah, go
but,
back to the, Charles Darwin thing or whatever
well,
we were
I do.
talking
I
about.
want to touch on the snowmobile part because
Okay.
as fun as they are, like that invention was so clutch for like whether you're like in a blizzard, whatever, and you have to commute with supplies or whatever the fuck it is, or whether like rescue teams and shit.
Yeah, just
Like
getting through the
very,
snow efficiently.
which is yeah. As before that, there was no ability to do that, no snow mobility to do that. But nonetheless.
my
Uh,
god.
without that invention, people would still be using those. I think like what do they call them? The shoes that like the
Oh, yeah, the
Inuit Indians
snowshoes.
wear. Yeah, where they look like
What do they
the
call those
rackets
shoes
on.
that they use in the snow?
No, but they're the specific ones
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah,
about
I
that
know
have
what you're
like
talking
the
about. They're
rackets.
huge, yeah, yeah, they look like
Yeah, yeah,
tennis
yeah.
rackets, yeah.
Yes,
I've
exactly.
actually never used
So
those, I want to though, that looks fun.
yeah, no, probably just don't. Just probably, yeah, just go on the snowmobile.
Yeah,
uh, tongue in cheek honor. So like an idiom, satirical deal. That's what it
huh.
was. And then they created a website in the early 2000s called the Darwin www.darwinawards.com, and it had more or less human evolution by selecting the people who were making really poor decisions, like jumping off of roofs and shit like that.
So did it show people dying? Maybe I haven't ever seen the Darwin Awards, I might have just heard of them.
It doesn't say that. No, no, I think it was just like came close, and then they would win. Like if you did some dumb shit on the internet, which I guess is just counterproductive because anybody that it's like, oh, I can win an award. Let me jump off this 3-story roof instead of the guy that jumped off the 2-story roof. Just
And it's just an
incentivizes more
internet award, I
chaos.
guess, like, who gives a fuck, but
Yeah, but I don't
yeah.
know, man. If I could win an internet award, let's
We
see
might
here.
now, we're fully on the internet now, so
Shit.
oh,
Gary
don't
Hoy. Here we go. Gary
okay.
Hoy, who fell from the 24th story of the Toronto Dominion Center whilst attempting to demonstrate to a group of students that the windows were unbreakable. His
Oh,
death has
fuck. I've heard of this guy.
his death has been featured in television programs such as A Thousand Ways to Die and Mythbusters.
Oh, yeah, 1,000 Ways to Die.
So these people do die. Charles Stevens, the first person to die while attempting to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel. Um, Not entirely sure why he thought that'd be a good plan, but
That's wild. What? In a barrel over Niagara Falls?
yeah, that
Oh
was
my god.
yeah, wow, that was in 1920.
Jesus
He
Christ, what
literally
an
was
idiot.
inside of the barrel, head
That
sticking out the top.
that
He
is a
was a
Darwin
barber.
Award, dude, like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen?
Craziest part is he had 11 children.
Oh my god. Bro was just like, "I'm either gonna survive and this will be awesome or I'm done." Like,
He was
that's
57.
oh my god. That's crazy.
57 with 11 children hopping in a barrel to go over the Niagara Falls. That's crazy. Yeah, so it didn't go well. And then the most recent or notable winner is John Allen Chow, an American man killed by the uncontacted Sentinelese people on North Sentinel Island, which we have discussed on here, I believe.
Yeah, and I've
Um,
been watching more videos about the Sentinelese people, on YouTube and everything, and it is just shocking that that fucking guy just thought he could roll up on them and they would just be like, "Yeah, hey. How's it
let's
going?"
convert. So
Yeah.
that's what it was. Basically, like the door to door, like the here, come be a member of the Latter Day Saints, and that's what
Yep.
his attempt was. And like before he could even fucking touch sand, there's like 27 arrows inside of him.
Yeah,
And it's
like,
like, well,
just think we should leave them alone. I don't think we
I
need
would
to.
agree, especially like if we're trying to like survive. But I guarantee part of like the ego is
Yeah,
like,
it's like to be the one to, like, almost, quote, "tame" them in a way, like, that's kind of what they are looking for, I feel like.
and then there's the element of like, well, if I do happen to go out and die this way, at least I did it in mission of the Lord type of way, you know?
Yeah, they're totally, like, feeling very righteous about what they're doing for sure. Yeah. Um, alright, well oh, yeah, to go back briefly to the snowmobile thing, though, how, like, on a mountain with, like, ski patrol and stuff, were they getting to people that had, like, brutal injuries while skiing? Did they just have to fucking use snowshoes, basically, and just fucking hike their ass up there over how who knows how long? Like
Fucking sled dogs, bro, I guess would be the
oh,
only
yeah,
thing,
maybe some sled dogs, yeah, I could see
all I
that.
can think of. Or they were just like, yeah, he's like really high up there and he's pretty
Damn.
fucked up.
So,
We're just gonna
low-key,
leave him.
snowmobiles are like AI for sled dogs.
Yeah, yeah, they're like
Damn.
out of jobs, but probably pretty good to be an unemployed dog anyway. So
Yeah, but they low-key like that shit, though.
it's true. It's
Hiking,
their
actually.
purpose
Yeah.
built into their DNA. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like some people think it's like rude to give your dog tasks, but they love that shit, dude.
Yeah,
All right, well, yeah, those are good. Let's see what else happened on November 22nd. Let me know if you see anything, if you have looked at all. No
I just
pressure.
just the one that popped up that is pretty fucking important.
Yeah, I'm working my way towards that one. I just want to make sure there's nothing before that.
Yeah, yeah. I just didn't realize that we had to go in chronological order.
We do. We have to.
Okay. Okay,
It's
got
the
it.
rules.
It's your autism, I know.
Yep, exactly. It insists. It insists upon itself.
Oh,
um,
I got one. I got one.
go ahead.
Big one here. In 498 AD, Saint Sycomus begins his reign as pope.
Okay, you're going way back, and I don't know who the fuck Saint Sycomus is, but all right, thanks for Saint Sycomus for leading the way. I've got
Felt
another
important.
pope-related thing here. Um, 1951, Pope Pius VII declared at the opening meeting of the Pontifical Academy of Sciences that the Big Bang Theory does not conflict with the Catholic concept of creation. That's interesting, actually. I do find some intrigue with that particular fact. Do you have any statement on that fact?
No, not particularly. I think you nailed it, honestly.
Yeah, you think I nailed it with just the reading of the actual thing?
That's all there
Uh,
is.
yeah, no, I guess that is pretty much it, but, I didn't know that a pope had ever really acknowledged the Big Bang Theory, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah, no, a little mix of science and religion, definitely rare, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have too much more to give you here. Poke at the
No.
bear a little. I just want to leave it.
You know, we'll leave it this time. Next time, I'm gonna dig deep into that one, so,
All right, I'll bring my Bible.
yeah, thank you. We'll get into that one next time. Um, let's see. 1941, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration specified the first minimum daily requirements for dietary supplements for vitamins A, C, D, thiamine. Okay, a lot of vitamins. I also have nothing to say about that, and it's for less political reasons. It's just I don't give a fuck. So.
Why did you pick that? Like, what
I
provoked
just
that?
I honestly, I read Food and Drug Administration, and I was like, "This has to be something good," and then as I kept reading, I was like, "It's just they
On
they
this date, they told
specified."
you to take your vitamins. Thank you, sir.
That's
Huge
so
day in
fucking
history.
funny. Oh god.
Groundbreaking development.
Okay, here's a good one. 1965, November 22nd, 1965, Muhammad Ali TKO'd Floyd Patterson in 12 rounds for the heavyweight boxing title. Muhammad Ali, uh, I mean, do you view him as the greatest boxer of all time? I feel like it's unanimous with boxing in particular.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know. There's so much to it. I guess overall skill set and domination, yeah, but
It's just that I think he could be a good boxer even in modern times. Like that's how good he was way, way back then, you
well, I
know?
don't think. I mean, that's like boxing's one sport where I don't really think that that it's gotten better
It hasn't
per se.
evolved much
Yeah, it
in
has
that
it really
regard.
there's not much
Yeah.
evolution. But hold on, just real quick. If we're going in
Yeah.
chronological order, you did miss 1963. There's a pretty
Oh, did I skip that already? Wait,
yes, you sure did.
why isn't that in here? You're on November 22nd, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like this one is right on my list, right before the Muhammad Ali situation.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it. It didn't show up in they give like a, brief synopsis of like the good facts, and it shows up there, but then like in the I go to the one that has all of the facts to just kind of make sure there's nothing that they missed, and it's
Yeah,
not in that one. So that's I'm gonna blame that on the website. That's
that's you can blame it on whatever. I if
blame it on the alcohol. Anyways.
I typed in 1122 and the first thing that popped up was this, and we could have just fucking nailed it right then and there and just addressed it. And here we are, just skimming right past it.
It's a bit
Muhammad
of an
Ali.
elephant in the room right now because it is, just to get into it. November 22nd, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. by Lee Harvey Oswald in Dallas,
In
Texas. In Dallas,
Dallas,
Texas, yes.
Texas, of all places. Mm.
Hey, hey.
Yeah.
No, that's
He's
bad
essentially
joke.
as
Too
he's
soon.
flaunting. Yep, yeah,
Too
yep,
soon, too soon.
exactly.
No, that is a crazy thing. You've never been to Texas at all, right?
No,
Okay, well, I've been to Dallas several times, obviously, live in Austin, born and raised, Round Rock, whatever you wanna say. Um, but have been to Dallas several times and, seen the actual spot where this happened, and it's kind of a crazy thing to just be like, "Oh," 'cause it's people still drive this road every day, it's very
right,
busy.
right.
It's Elm Street, did you know that?
Yes, I did know that. I've
Isn't
heard
that
this
fucking
before.
weird too?
Yeah, yeah. Nightmare on
Like,
Elm Street. Yeah, look
also,
horror
why wouldn't they change the name after that shit happened too? Like, maybe just
for
don't
sure.
call it maybe call it, like, JFK Boulevard, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In
Like,
honor.
yeah,
No, there's some crazy conspiracy theories behind it too.
the
Um,
grassy
I've,
knoll, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I've heard handful of different theories and concepts. Crazy
What do
because
you
like
think?
I don't fuck it, bro. That's so far
I think
before
I
my
think it
time.
was I think it was him. I think it was Lee Harvey Oswald, and I mean,
Could be, might not have been. You never know any of
yeah,
this shit. You know.
yeah.
Um, it is crazy. It was televised, right?
It was, and there's, like, very good footage of it, like, still that
And that's
circulates.
wild to me because in 1963 there was not much live coverage of anything. Not much
Maybe it
tele.
wasn't televised, I think it was just because I have seen the footage, but maybe now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that footage has just leaked, I don't know.
I think that my mom has told me that she was watching the news or watching the fucking
Watching it
rally.
happen.
Yeah, hold on. Let's Google this. Was JFK assassination televised on live TV? There you go. Okay, not on live TV. Heavily
So
covered
then, did
by
that
the
shit
media.
leak?
Um, yeah, home movie film by bystander Abraham Zapruder.
Wow, so that is just home video, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video?
Yes, I have a couple
It's
times.
it's pretty brutal, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
he gets his shit blown off for sure, smooth off for sure. Um, sorry.
Not the time for jokes, bro.
Sorry. Um, anyways, yeah, it is crazy to me though that happened in Dallas, Texas, because I don't know, it's just like I said, in a very unassuming area, they still use the road. There's literally I'm not joking, there's an X on the road where it happened, and that's
Trippy.
kinda weird to me too, but, I mean, they put it there after it happened, but it's just I don't know why they did that. Um,
I mean, it's
but
cool though. Like it represents history. You know, like you got to have some sort of. You can't put a fucking statue in the middle of the road. Like,
no, but, just they do have, like, a little memorial, like, on the corner there, and
yeah,
it's a cool little spot.
like bro got his shit blown off right here on this X.
Right
So
here, bro,
check
on
this
this
shit out.
corner. Yeah. Here's a little memorial to talk about it. How it happened right here. Oh god. We are definitely gonna get immediately canceled on YouTube,
They're
so
just
that's
gonna fucking
awesome.
flag us right off the rip.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Uh oh, here's another one that wasn't listed on the main list that I was looking at that we'll get into because it was prior to the Muhammad Ali thing. 1968, the first airing of an interracial kiss took place on Star Trek between William Shatner and
Love me some
Nichelle
chat, bro.
Nichols in an episode titled Plato's Stepchildren. I think I've heard this before, but I forgot about that. And that's crazy that William Shatner was involved in the very first interracial kiss on TV.
Yeah, he's the man. I fucking love
He
Shatner.
is the man.
I was over at my parents' house on Easter, and we were out back by the pool, and my dad was playing this song by Joe Jackson, who's a British guitarist from like the '80s, and he has a song with Shatner in it, and it's a catchy tune, bro. And Shatner sings, and it's fucking good.
Is it
Uh,
like what's the genre?
it's like acoustic guitar with just like it's almost like poetry. He's like talking. Good lyrics though, catchy tune. I'll send it your way. So kind of
Alright.
break it down. Yeah. But yeah, big Shatner fan. It's just wild that a black woman kissing a white dude is historical news. But you know,
It was at the time for sure, and looking back is definitely significant, but it's crazy too, That it was Shatner. He's an interesting, like, celebrity because I feel like I don't know, he, obviously is, like, mostly known for, like, the older generations for, Star Trek, but I almost think that there's, like, a decent number of people that are gonna know him as, like, the Priceline guy,
Hell yeah.
um, which is cool. I mean, I like him in Priceline for sure, but, have you seen a video of Jeff Bezos just totally kinda giving William Shatner the cold shoulder after he got back from his little spaceship?
No.
So it's a pretty fucked up video. It
But
pisses
he's
me off.
95.
What?
He's still kicking.
95?
Well, yo, what year was this where he's kissing the black woman?
1968, I think.
Yeah, bro. And we are in
Holy
2026.
shit, bro. He's 95?
Yeah, bro. He's still kicking. Good for him, dude. Good for fucking him. William
Oh
Shatner.
my god, bro. I had to look this shit up to confirm. That just blew my fucking mind, bro. He's 95 years old.
Yeah.
I feel like he was in Priceline commercials like 5 years ago, bro.
Probably like 10 years ago. And he was definitely old in those commercials. Yeah.
85. I mean, he looked great for 85 years old, though, looking back, man. I thought he was like 70 at the oldest.
Trippy.
Jesus. Anyways, um, so yeah, there's this video where so he went on Jeff Bezos's what is his like SpaceX called? I forget. It's
I didn't even know he had his own
yeah, he's got it.
fucking
He's got like his
airline.
own yeah, he's no, it's like a space
Yeah,
race
yeah.
sort of
Airline's
thing.
not the
Like
right word there, but
yeah, airline, space line.
we're getting there.
Yeah, he's got his own like SpaceX. Let's see, Jeff Bezos Space Company. Blue Origin is what it's called. If you'll remember, a few months back, Katy Perry went to space, and that was on Blue Origin, and it was a total fucking joke, and like everyone made memes of it because she was acting like she was like fucking
Historically significant.
yes, dude. Like
Yeah.
it was essentially like an airplane that took them a little bit beyond, Earth's atmosphere, essentially, which is
Also, there's
still
been like
very cool.
time out, my YouTubers. We got to do a little rest and recover. We'll be back shortly.
All right, all right. R&R, BRB.
What's up, y'all? My name's Jack Thompson. Um, so just for the sake of this episode, I let Austin kind of have the reins and let him think that this is kind of his thing, his pod. It's not. This is something that I have been working on and dreaming up for the past decade, a passion project of mine. And it's finally coming to fruition. It feels really good to be able to kind of get some traction, and being uploaded on YouTube is kind of a dream. And not just uploaded on YouTube and just kind of directionless, uploaded on YouTube with a purpose and kind of a vision. It feels really good. I can't do it without my co-host Austin, but just to be clear, this is my brainchild. This is not anyone else's. 100% comes from the depths of my soul. So obviously can't be done alone, but at the end of the day, revenue share is going to be a solid 70-30 in my direction. So thanks for listening. We appreciate it, but just need you guys to know the real truth here.
Hey Jack, how's it going, man? How was your break?
Where the fuck were you, dude? Were you under the
No, no, I was taking a piss, but I had my AirPods in and I just timed it perfect where, came back and was able to hop right in after your little monologue that you gave there. That'll
It
definitely
looks
that'll
like you.
definitely stay in.
I was just hoping that you would listen back and then be like, this
Yeah, find it
motherfucker.
while editing. Yeah, that would have been funny, honestly. But when we have our
Yes.
little breaks, our little, our pauses here, I usually will just kind of like skim them to see if there's anything worth keeping. And I would have definitely seen this and been like, what the fuck is it? What is Jack saying here? I don't remember this at all. That would have been
AirPods
funny.
though.
That would have
I
been
should have
funny.
known. AirPod. Fuck.
Well, anyways, so yeah, Jeff Bezos has his little SpaceX basically called Blue Origin, where he like does commercial flights more so than anything, but he is like also planning to try to go to the moon and Mars and all that bullshit that all the billionaires want to do. Um, so he takes celebrities up, like he took Katy Perry up, like I said. So took Katy Perry, his wife or whatever she is to him also went up with Katy Perry. And then like, oh, I think fucking who's Oprah's like not her, girlfriend, but her friend who's a girl, who's like her best friend. She took I think Oprah's best friend up. Huh?
She's famous
I'm pretty sure. Like I think she's famous for being Oprah's
for
best
being
friend,
Oprah's
basically.
friend. Yeah,
Yeah. Look it up. Look up Oprah's best friend.
Oprah's girlfriend.
Yeah, look that up. You'll find it with that, I bet. They'll know. They'll get it. Gail. Yeah, Gail King. I think she went on that flight as well. So anyways, sends celebrities up, and William Shatner was one of the people that went up on another uh trip. And
Hell yeah.
obviously that one's symbolic because his whole career is built off of like a character that goes to fucking or doesn't go to outer space, is like from outer space essentially, like in this like advanced society and shit. So it's like a cool thing. I think, William Shatner has like legitimate interest in space. Also, he would have been like 90 plus years old when this happened too. So it's like show the guy some respect basically.
Yeah, what a
And
fucking badass.
yeah, so he did that. Went to, space on the Blue Origin thing, came back, and then as he came back, he was talking to Jeff Bezos, and this is all on film. And he's like expressing like how amazing this was to him and how it like blew his mind, and it was like the coolest thing that he'd ever experienced. And Jeff Bezos is like distracted the entire time because like the girls that are like, you know, random like supermodels and celebrity women and shit that were on it were like popping champagne bottles and shit in the background and like all excited. And he sees them doing that. And then William Shatner's still telling his story and everything. And then Jeff Bezos is looking over and William Shatner kind of stops and Jeff Bezos is like, I want to hear this. And then he's like, save a bottle of champagne for me. And he like yells over there. And then he turns back and William Shatner kind of keeps talking. And then literally at some point within the next 5 seconds after that, Jeff Bezos basically just turns his back and like just fucks off and just starts going to hang out with the girls popping champagne bottles and shit. And William Shatner just kind of sits there and he looks like pretty kind of, upset by
Discouraged.
the situation. Yeah. And it's like, it makes you feel bad. And especially knowing that he's so fucking old now, it makes me feel bad. I didn't realize he's that old, but,
It's like it's funny. That's symbolic of like the wisdom in the right corner, and then just like
right.
the time in the left corner, and just like not being able to resist the temptation, even as a fucking
Dude who
whatever
has
billion.
everything. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck does he care that
300
they're,
billion.
yeah, why does he care that they're popping bottles over there? He should care that like William Shatner is telling him how great this thing that he provided for him was, and like kind of take some pride and like enjoyment in that, I guess. But he's like, consumed
Do you
with,
want to? Would you rather listen to a good story or create a good story?
if it's if I'm a fucking trillionaire, basically, like Jeff Bezos, and I have William Shatner telling me about his trip to space that just happened versus some chicks popping off a fucking champagne bottle, then yeah, definitely, I'll just wait and then do it afterwards, like.
Or you could indulge in the space party, and then just like when you land back on Earth, be like, "Yo, Shat, tell me that story again."
No, they were
Like,
on Earth, dude. It was like it was after. That's what's so fucked up. This
and this,
shit's
in my,
done.
I missed that. So in my brain, I'm like, they're in a fucking space shuttle.
Popping bottles and shit.
My
No, they
bad.
were no, they were on the ground, which is the funniest part because it's like, I don't know, like the whole excitement and everything already happened. So he was just having this conversation and then they
Yeah.
start just getting rowdy in the background. And he's like, "Oh, wait up!" He's a fucking trillionaire, dude. It's like, what
Yeah.
the so anyways, shout out William Shatner, ultimately. That's the moral of the story with that one. Let's get back to November 22nd. We've got to
I
have
got I got one.
all right, go ahead.
In 1986, 20-year-old Mike Tyson beats Trevor Berbick to become the youngest heavyweight champion in the world.
Mike Tyson is the only one that I like. He
Would
could
liken to
he could
Muhammad Ali, which is why
yes.
that felt relevant.
Yeah.
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 I would also kind of agree with that. My dad, who was definitely an advocate of boxing, especially in like the 80s and the 90s, would probably have a couple other names to throw in there to that could stand in there. But yeah, love Tyson, just the pure power. But 20 years old is fucking crazy to be a champion, dude.
A heavyweight champion at that, because at the time, heavyweight boxing was like the pinnacle.
That was the thing, yeah. And
Yeah.
it was in Vegas, right? So imagine just being
Oh,
20. You're not even of legal age to drink, and
yeah.
you
I'm
just
sure he
fucking
didn't drink that night when he won. Mike
you
Tyson.
just knocked somebody out in the
Yeah.
second round to
As a
become
20-year-old.
as a 20-year-old, yeah. And I mean, he lacked mental development. Um, so I mean, he was like probably childish at that point in his life, and to have just really the pinnacle of that sport at that time, at that age, is pretty hard to comprehend. And um, it makes sense as to why he kind of went down the road he did later on in his career, because that amount of fame and pressure and accessibility and money at that stop in life would kind of fuck a lot of people up, and especially someone with the upbringing and background he had. That's a lot of weight to carry. So, pretty crazy. 20 years old when you really think about it. Like I think about me when I was 20. Like I was still trying to figure out how to fucking wash and dry my clothes and shit. So,
Yeah,
um,
no, that's absolutely insane. And Mike Tyson really was like one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. He is the only one that I would put up against Muhammad Ali. I love Floyd Mayweather too, but he doesn't have the power that those two guys had. And just the offensive boxing that Mike Tyson had in particular. That guy could literally, it seemed like he could kill somebody in the ring. When you go back and watch a lot of his fights, it's just incredible the power that guy had.
yeah. Wild though. I mean, that age is just it's hard to fucking fathom. So, shout out Mike Tyson. Good to know he's doing okay at this venture and juncture in
Yeah.
life. Because
Who would have thought?
yeah, yeah, that's got to be up there though with like one of the craziest stories of all time. His
Yeah.
whole roller coaster of a life. 1986. I got one more for you, and then I think I'm good.
What year does yours happen?
86, right after, or same year, same year. Yeah.
Okay. Who's this? What is this?
It's minor. It's another sports related. It's just kind of where my brain just takes me. Wayne Gretzky becomes the 13th NHLer to score 500 goals. Which he continued to score and assist, and he has the
He's the
I think
GOAT
I
of
guess
hockey.
well I guess yeah didn't what's his name just passed him last year, right? Russian.
Yeah. Ovechkin.
Yeah,
Alex
yeah,
let you play with
yeah,
the stick, Ovechkin.
yeah.
Yeah. Word to J.
Alexander.
Cole. Yeah,
Yeah,
Alexander. Yeah.
yeah. He just passed him. But Gretzky went on to but and then in points, I think Gretzky has the most assists as well. So
Yeah, and I
uh,
think Gretzky was just like more efficient with the way that he did it as well. I'm not a
yeah,
huge hockey guy, so I don't have a huge,
Sam
opinion
can't
on
really
the
speak
matter.
to it,
But
but
yeah,
13th NHLer to score 500 goals, and then I think he went on to score several hundred more after that. So
I think that's
uh,
correct.
felt noteworthy. But that's it. That's it. I'm cashed out, tapped out on my
On
on
your
this day factoids.
it's time machine roulette. Get used to that one.
Well, and literally the website I'm on says on this day, so I just went with
Time
it.
time machine roulette, bro.
All right. Anyway,
Um
so Wayne Gretzky becomes the 13th NHLer to score 500 goals, and I believe he did go on to score several hundred more. So that's
you
pretty
said
amazing.
that.
A legend, really, truly. That's pretty much it for me. I think I'm tapped out, cashed out on my random day roulette factoids. So yeah.
Time machine roulette, bro.
Fuck.
Just say, "Hey, do it like a, voicemail, just be like, 'Time machine roulette,' and I'll clip that and then throw it in."
Time machine roulette.
There you go. I'll clip that and throw it in over, what you said previously.
That'll work.
I'll bleep that too. Alright, I've got a couple more and then we'll, move on. 1987, this is just an interesting thing, I've never heard of this, but, WGN-TV, Channel 9, and PBS affiliate WTTW-TV, Channel 11, broadcast signals were hijacked by an unknown person wearing a Max Headroom mask. The hijacker was never caught. What is Max Headroom? I have no idea what that is.
So your whatever your website is, you need to get a new one. He was an unknown pirate dressed as Max Headroom. So Max Headroom would be like the person, which would probably have been a
Yeah, it says a
character.
Max Headroom mask.
Okay, so let's see who Max Headroom is.
It's, like, capitalized like it's a name.
Yeah, yeah, it's a name. I
Yeah.
guarantee it's a character. Oh, trippy, bro. I don't even know how to explain it. It looks
Should I just Google it? Should I look it up?
like a young Joe Biden almost, but like very grainy, like computerized. It's like AI almost. Here, I can show
Alright.
you.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, me either.
Ugh. I don't like that at
Wise
all. Ugh.
fictional character advertised as the first computer generated TV presenter. Damn,
Gross.
bro. That was like AI. That was like the beginning of AI.
So, that's crazy, though, that they were never caught because it's like, did they go on to do something bigger? You know? It seems like they just hijacked the, station, like, kinda like just the broadcast,
It
but
seems like a prank almost.
you think so?
Yeah, but also who knows what they could have accomplished with they had
With that
really
ability.
right just max headroom, bro. Like they could
Yeah.
have gotten anything done. The world was their oyster. They had the maximum headroom.
They had max headroom for whatever they wanted to get into. Um, moving on from max headroom, November 22nd, 1995, Pixar's Toy Story was released. It was the first feature-length film created completely using computer-generated animation. I love Toy Story. It's definitely one of my favorite Pixar movies. Have we talked about Toy Story 2 versus Toy Story 3? I think we have. I can't remember.
I don't recall, but I'm
Maybe we
usually
haven't.
somewhat sauced up for these conversations, so plenty of them do go by the wayside.
Maybe
Ironically,
we haven't. I don't know.
I had a conversation with Evelyn today. She requested a song from the movie called Wish. I've not seen Wish, but she loves it,
Nor have I.
and the soundtrack's tough. And so we were listening to one of the songs, and then the next song Spotify decided to play me was "You Got a Friend in Me,"
Hell
uh,
yeah.
Toy Story edition, and I was like, "This is from Toy Story," and she was like, I know, but I hate Toy Story." I'm like,
What?
"Why? Why do you feel that like so strong?" It's just weird. I just don't like it, and like
Oh my god.
I can't sit there and be like, "No, you're wrong. Like you're tripping. You need to rewatch it."
Does it look old to her? Is that like
I guess I don't know. She just said it just felt had a weird vibe, more or less,
oh,
was what she was
man.
getting at. Yeah, and that one fucked me up a little, and I was just like, "Damn," because I love that song, and I love that movie,
Yeah,
and
dude.
the
Do you
second and
like
the third.
do you like the second one as much or more than the first one by chance?
No, and I do. I've heard there is plenty of people who are in the
There's a
camp of
contingent.
Toy Story 2. But I just personally feel like Toy Story. I mean, you can't possibly have two without one, and
I
the
mean, I agree
groundwork
with
is so.
that, yeah. It's true, you can't have 2 without 1, but I think 2 hit some points that, that 1 did not hit. It also didn't have the lull that I feel like 1 has, where like, when they're in Sid's house, I don't love that whole portion of the movie. Um,
Why?
but
Because it's stressful? It's supposed to be that way, dude.
it's not that it's stressful, it's that it, like, just there's nothing that makes me feel good about it. I don't know. At least
It's not
in
supposed to.
I know, but Toy Story 2, like, I don't like the toys that he's with in Toy Story 1 when he's in Sid's house. Toy Story 2, he's got Jessie, he's got, Bullseye,
Do you mean the
uh
toys that are at Sid's house, like the
yes,
fucking
they're
ones in the
fucking
backyard?
weird, dude. The ones that are in his room, like the fucking
Yeah, yeah, like the fishnet and
yes, yes.
yeah. Yeah, that's the point though, dude. It's supposed to be dark
I don't
and
care,
that's
man. I don't like it. I don't like the vibes. I do still love Toy Story 1, don't get me wrong. I love Toy Story 1, but Toy Story 2 has something about it. And then when he paints Woody's like hair and it glosses his eyes, fresh gloss on his eyes, paints over the Andy on his boots in Toy Story 2. It's a very aesthetic scene. The Cheeto puffs that the fat dude Big Al has,
mhm.
the Cheeto dust on his fingers, the
Those fingers,
detail.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Al's Toy Barn when they go inside and there's like a million Buzz Lightyears in there and Barbie's there and they have the RC car and all that shit. Like, it's
Yeah, it's
just
a vibe.
it is a vibe, dude.
But like
And it,
that was also it was later in life, for
yeah,
it was we were able to do a little more with the graphics.
for sure.
But again, it's a matter of the groundwork had to be laid in the time that it was laid in. And I think that the OG version of it, you have to respect it because you can't do what you did in Toy Story 2 without having done what you did in 1. And yeah, for me, it's like, yeah, predecessor. You got to respect the OG.
So do you like any sequels better than the first of any movie?
I'd have to think about that. I know a lot of people love Godfather 2.
I don't
I did.
love Godfather 1 enough to even watch Godfather 2, to be honest
I'm
with
right
you.
there. I'm there with you. Which is crazy because people probably will be infuriated by
They'll
that.
hate that, yeah.
Yeah,
They'll hate
because
that,
that's
but
like it's literally like the number 1 and number 2 movies of all time on the
yeah.
IMDb rankings, or at least they're right there in the top 5. No, nothing's coming to mind.
Do you like, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, the second movie, better than Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring by chance?
No, and it's the same kind of thing. The second movie's fucking awesome. And damn, I haven't seen either of those movies in probably 15 years, probably
Dude, you gotta
more,
go
maybe
back and
20 years.
rewatch Lord of the Rings. It's fucking awesome now still. It's
I
still so
know,
good.
I know those. My dad still fucking raves about that
Ugh.
movie.
Yeah, I love those
But
movies.
it's again one of those situations where the second one's whole storyline is based on the first movie, so it's hard to even be like, oh, this is better when I know that this wouldn't exist without the quality
Yeah.
performance of the first one.
I actually like
Um,
Fellowship, the first one, better than the second one in that case. I just was curious because there are people that like the second and third ones better than the first
I
one
just
in that series.
really gotta fucking think. I'm
Do
trying
you
to
do
like
you
think
like Harry Potter?
realistically. Yeah, more or less movies. I
Do
don't
you like The
remember
Chamber of
them.
Secrets better than Sorcerer's Stone?
I don't. I couldn't decipher the two.
Chamber of
Uh,
Secrets is where he goes there's like the Chamber of Secrets was unlocked and like there's like a humongous snake that's down there and like he's like it's like a monster down there and it's taking students and petrifying them and they get frozen and shit. Uh the first one, Sorcerer's Stone, is when there's a troll in the dungeon and like
I
in the
remember that one.
restroom.
I watched that in the theater,
You should watch
which
Chamber
was
of Secrets because it sounds like you're not super familiar with it, and that's my favorite Harry Potter. So, and that's the second one.
I just need a second to think, and you're not giving me a second to think. You asked me a question, and it requires a bit of a thought. So just
My apologies. My sincere
yeah,
apologies.
see right now. So you're still talking. Oh, Space Jam 2 is better than Space
Oh,
Jam 1.
get the this fucking guy. Oh man,
Just kidding.
that was like our first clip ever.
Just kidding.
We got to run that one back
Uh,
at some point.
yeah, no, I think I don't know. Impossible is not the right word. I think it's very challenging for a sequel to be better than the first one, just because it's the whole thing is based on the first one. I got one.
Right?
Does Batman: The Dark Knight count?
Yeah, for sure, and that's I fully agree there. Dark Knight over Batman Begins. I like both of them, but Dark Knight is one of the best like superhero movies, if not the best ever. So
Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
yeah,
And I don't really think I'm a big sequel movie type.
I
I
would even
generally
say
like,
Dark Knight Rises is better than Begins.
and that's the one with Bane, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty good too.
yeah.
Not great though.
No, not great. Still good though.
Yeah, yeah, I'll
Um,
take that. There we go. I got one. I'm glad I landed. Thank you for
there
allowing
you
me to
go.
think and play that one.
Absolutely, absolutely. November 22nd, 2005, Xbox 360 is released. Fucking baller game console. Probably my favorite game console of all time. That and the PS2 would have to be the top two.
It was what year?
2005.
Seeing that one on my end. It was the Xbox 360.
That's what it says.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, no,
Xbox One was released on 2013, it says.
okay. Oh,
And I
same
don't give
day?
a fuck about that one. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Trip.
That's
Yeah.
Xbox's thing, I guess.
I am personally oh right, they do it like right in November so that they give you a month before Christmas to fucking beg the shit out of your parents to buy
Yeah,
it.
that's true. That's exactly why they do it at that point.
Smart. I
Let's see if there's
I
any birthdays. Go ahead.
I had a PlayStation 2. I got an Xbox 360 in probably 2008. And I loved it. I did.
Some
But then
amazing times on the 360. The
I've
Xbox
been
Live
a
parties and shit.
PlayStation guy since then.
Yeah, same. I was a PS2 guy, then I went 360, then I went PS4, PS5. So,
Dude, that's my exact timeline,
hell
bro.
yeah. I think that's the GOAT timeline, and I think most that did that would agree. So,
I probably I would enjoy an Xbox to this day, like in the same capacity as I like my PlayStation. It has the same functions.
yeah.
But the one difference for me, I'm a big baseball guy. MLB The
The
Show
show.
only
I
is
agree, and that's a
available.
great game. So that was a big reason why I went to the PS4 after the 360 because I was like, I gotta be able to play the show. So
Yeah, and that's a big one for me. I just got it like last week, so I've been spending a lot of hours on there. So
nice. Shout out. All right, I'm just gonna run down the interesting birthdays. I'm gonna rattle them all off, and you just pick the ones that you want to talk about. Okay, so
okay,
I'm not gonna rattle every single birthday off, just the cool ones. But here we go.
okay,
We've got Rodney Dangerfield, Billie Jean King, Jamie Lee Curtis, uh, Mark Ruffalo, Scarlett Johansson, and that's it.
okay. I can talk about three. Dangerfield, just OG, hilarious.
Yeah,
Really just out of pocket. One of those first guys that was just willing to make himself look fucking so dumb and outrageous on stage for laughs. He's definitely a predecessor of a lot of comedy today. So
yep.
definitely
Shout
deserves
out.
flowers. Just very weird, goofy. Found his lane because like that type of personality can't really exist in like a common society. There has to be some way to evacuate those emotions and feelings. So perfect
Yeah,
stand-up candidate, and very successful in that. Um, Freaky Friday, love that movie. Jamie Lee Curtis,
yeah.
big
Shout
Lindsay
out
Lohan
Jamie Curtis.
fan at that time.
She's in Halloween
Uh,
too as well, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
very good actress. There's a lot of other stuff that we could get
The
into with her.
the bear or the beef? No, the bear.
The
Is that
Bear,
the
the
show?
TV
Yeah, the
show,
bear. Yeah, she's the mom in that, and that episode, that Christmas episode, is legendary.
definitely solid. Um, and then what were the other two?
Mark Ruffalo, Scarlett Johansson.
Johansson, ScarJo. Ruffalo, I just watched a show called Task. Um, Probably, I don't know, 6 months ago. Really good show. He's solid in what he does. Very, you can just tell every show that I've watched him in or movie, he's practicing, like he's working on his craft always. He's sharp.
Yeah, he's a
And then
great actor.
ScarJo, just love her, bro. She's hot. She's good. Doesn't matter what she does. She's solid.
And then ScarJo, just shout out ScarJo. One of my favorite stand-up comedy bits is Hannibal Buress. Have you ever seen his Scarlett Johansson bit?
I love him, and it's ringing a bell, but go on.
He basically says that he, like, ran into this is, like, pre him being, like, that famous, basically, but he, like, ran into, like, Scarlett Johansson at a, bar or something, and he was like, you know, "I wanna, like, impress Scarlett, and I wanna, like, make it seem like I'm a cool dude and, like, be, you know, chill," and he was like, "And the next thing I know, I'm like, I'm probably butchering this, but this is how I recall it. It's been a long time, several years since I've heard this joke, but he was, like, basically saying that he was, like, trying to call out to her in, like, a cool way, and he was like, "Scarlett," from, like, across the bar, and, like, he said that she, like, was just totally weirded out, I'm sure, and,
as you would imagine.
yeah, and so he just kept
Uh,
saying, like, "Scarlett," but, yeah, anytime I see Scarlett Johansson, that's what I think of, but yeah, shout out ScarJo, super hot. She was, like, one of my original Women Crush Wednesdays on, Instagram, I'll be honest.
yeah,
Sorry, Leah.
she apologies. It's all right.
Yeah,
You know this right now. She was in the Avengers. She was in Lucy, which was huge.
yeah,
Jurassic World, Black Widow, some huge box office hits. So
yeah.
um, she got bread, bro. So
She does. She was, I think, one of, if not the highest, earning actor across genders at
it's
some
probably
point.
the best female, or at least the most accomplished female actress,
She's
maybe
definitely, I think,
ever.
like made the most at certain points, if not throughout history. So, yeah, shout out ScarJo.
Happy
Um,
birthday, babe.
let's move on from ScarJo, please, Jesus Christ.
No.
Um, so all right, let's move on to buy low, sell high. What do you have for buy low, sell high? Do you have anything that you want to get into? Do you want to start?
Yeah.
Are you going to buy low or sell high?
I'm going to do both.
Well, which one are you going to start with, I should say?
I'm gonna buy low. So recently I was diagnosed with Achilles tendonitis, and both of my Achilles, which is almost a precursor for an Achilles rupture, tear, strain. And I'm trying to do anything I can to avoid that. I walk legitimately 25,000 to 30,000 steps a day. And I've been walking on some pretty flat shoes that I like because they look good, and I struggle accepting the fact that I'm going to have to wear shoes that just don't look good. But the reality at the end of the day is that comfort's very important. And I'm getting to a point where the aching is at certain points in the recent 3 weeks or so is becoming over fucking whelming. Um,
And your
so
Achilles?
the aching's mostly like below that, like around like the ball of your ankle, and like
Oh,
right there in that space between the ball of your ankle and your Achilles. It's mostly just all in that whole area, and I had a lot of pretty severe ankle sprains while playing sports throughout the course of my career. It just was one of those things that just kept kind of happening.
yeah.
Yeah, and then when I was a PE teacher, like my third year, a kid who's now on my middle school soccer team, when he was a third grader, he slide tackled me, and my ankle just and
Dang.
popped up like just straight purple, huge, swollen for like
Have
3
you ever
days.
thought about suing him or writing out some sort of contract where he owes you a certain amount of his contract when he gets
That would
big?
and there's been several conversations about how he's going to fix this
Some
eventually.
sort of repayment is in order for sure.
Of course, yeah, and he does. He has a bright future in the sport, which I feel somewhat responsible for molding the ability for him to do
Yeah.
what he's
He
done
double owes you,
athletically.
actually. Yeah.
Exactly. Nonetheless, no harm, no foul. He was just playing the game.
Well, there
But
was
yeah, that
harm,
one got
though.
me. That one got me good. Yeah, and so like
And a
since then,
foul, actually. He shouldn't have slide tackled you that way.
yes, exactly. Quite literally a fucking foul. Um, but yeah, and so like when that happened, he slide tackled me, and there's like all these kids out there, and like I'm on the ground, and like I don't ever fall to the ground, and so like I'm laying on the ground, my shit's just throbbing, my face is hot, like it
Whoa,
hurts
bro.
bad,
Pause.
and
My shit's throbbing. Fucking disgusting, bro.
my ankle is on fire, and I know exactly what it is because I had sprained my ankle hundreds of times before, and all these kids are just they're calling me Neymar. I don't know if you're
That's pretty
familiar
funny.
with Neymar's game, but Neymar does a lot of flopping.
Yeah.
So they're all just like, get up, Neymar, get up. And to be fair, like I treat most of them the same when they fall to the ground.
Yeah.
But like this is real. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. And so I had to leave early, and I had to go home, and I had to take a couple days off and recover. And so ever since then, I've kind of had like, if I get to a point of like enough, if I am walking that many steps or wearing and tearing for that long, there's post effects on my left ankle. And I got to a point now where recently it's just been intolerable after like a long day. I'll try to like sit still, and it's just unbelievable fiery pain. So I have to get to a point now where I'm going to have to get arch support, heel drop shoes, which means that like the back is higher than the bottom. So my
Oh, you're
heel isn't.
wearing high
Yeah.
heels, basically.
Yeah, the dude version. So I had to find a pair. I did. I found
Is this
a
all
pretty.
some grand scheme for you to present as taller than you are? I feel like you're just setting up for like, oh, I gotta wear these fucking high tops.
So,
Sorry.
well, that's the thing. I mean, that it's tall in the heel, but it's short in the underside of it. And also, I wouldn't be wearing these fucking non-soled shoes for the last 10 years if I had that type of motivation in mind. I don't. I'm reluctant. I'm so reluctant. But at the end of the day, I'm going to have to wear Skechers and Saucony and Asics at some point here in the near future. So I'm going to buy low on, um, I guess, comfort over appearance, which is something that I've never really been willing to
Yeah, to
compromise for. But
sacrifice. Yeah.
yeah, but we're there.
I've been mostly in the comfort over appearance category for some time now, but I try to like toe a line where it's like I definitely prefer like comfort, but I try to also be like as stylish as I can be within the comfort realm. But it's fun fact for you, it's pronounced Saucony, and Sauconys are dope, dude.
I believe it's Saucony.
No, it's Saucony.
How sure of that are you? Because you were really sure about all the other things
I've
that you
looked
were
this
wrong
up
about.
before because Leah and I used to say Sauconys just like you did, and we looked it up,
Okay, cool.
and it was
Just wanted to
Saucony.
make sure that you also were a victim of the same error.
Yes, I was. Don't
Okay,
you
cool.
worry.
Well, I appreciate you correcting me here.
I said fun
air
fact. I said fun
instead
fact.
of
It was
on
a fun.
text.
It was fun. It's like, hey, here's a sprinkle of joy for you. It's Saucony, not Sauconys.
That makes my Achilles tendonitis feel so much better. Thank you.
Does it act up when I say that kind of thing? Do you feel a
Yeah,
tingle? It's like
I'm flaring
a
up right
trauma
now, bro.
response. It's
Wait,
literally your Achilles heel. Oh fuck.
How do you? What is it? Saucony?
What? Saucony.
That's a horrible. I've always felt like it. Like they're a great shoe, but like why couldn't they come up with like an easier name to pronounce?
I know.
On stump.
Do you like Hokas? Are you familiar with Hokas?
I am familiar. I don't like the way they look. Hokas are very big
They
in
are
the heel drop.
extremely comfortable though, and they're
No,
very like effective in terms of what they're used for, like with running and working out and stuff.
Yeah, so like the plantar fasciitis and the heel drop part, right, where your heel is lofted, so it's not constantly smacking on the ground, is the concept. And Hoka's big in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found a pair of Nikes that have a pretty good elevation that also look cool, and we're gonna see how those
You're
go.
just a slave to the name brands.
It's not the brands as much as it's the way that they look. And none of the Sauconys that I've found do I really appreciate the appearance. Sauconys. I did find a pair of oh fuck, what were they? They're like a skater brand.
Oh.
No, they were not a
Vans off the wall.
No, I can't remember. And when I do remember, I'll send them to you because they are fucking sick. I almost bought those too, but yeah. So we're gonna work with the Nikes, see if they work. Nike's not really well known in the world of comfort as much as these other brands that are designed just for it.
Yeah.
But eventually, I'm gonna be a Skechers wearer, so I'm buying low on comfort
on that.
over appearance.
And what are you selling high on?
Masturbating.
Do tell. Go ahead. Go on. Continue.
So we are in a time frame of
selling high on
robots.
Masturbating. What the fuck?
So like, would you consider, like, if you had a like a fleshlight, would that would still be considered masturbation, right?
Yeah, dude, what the fuck else would it be?
But what if I have a
It's not a
sex
fucking girl, dude.
what
You're
if I
not
have a
a
sex
you're still a
robot?
virgin if you're fucking a fleshlight.
But what if I have a sex robot? Is that still masturbating?
Yeah, I would say that's self-pleasure, so I would say that qualifies as
But like I'm
masturbating, sure.
not using if we
What
do
else would you
determine,
call it?
I mean, it's somewhere in between. But if we do determine that a sex robot, or I guess in the past would have been like a blow up doll, right?
Yeah, right, right.
If we do determine that that is masturbation as well, then my whole sell high goes out the window.
Your premise
If
is shot.
if we do determine that somewhere in between, the masturbating is done, and I just mean masturbating in the conventional sense of like, here's my hand, here's some lotion, here's some
Right, right,
tissues,
right.
type shit. So
That's fair.
yeah,
I see what you're saying in that regard.
and this
I
isn't even just
don't
for me
necessarily disagree
specifically.
there.
Um, I think there's something original about the whole, let's just use the bare minimum of what we were born with. But
Right. There's
but the
something
general, yeah, there's something like
instinctual there.
yeah, exactly, a visceral, yeah. Uh, but eventually it's gonna be these robots, and that's trending in a direction where I think it's gonna be the most
The future in a way.
the primary way of getting off. So I'm gonna sell high on masturbating. I'm gonna buy low on the robots. So yeah,
Have you seen Dave, the show Dave with Lil Dicky?
I saw the first two seasons, and then I don't think I saw the third, which I believe was the
Do
last.
you recall when he has his giant fucking sex doll that he fucks and he like
Yeah, he keeps in his
slaps that thing
closet.
on yeah, slaps it onto his bed and it's the
Yeah,
silicone like
yeah.
just
That's
bottom
early.
half.
Yes, yes. And he's got it in the garage on like a plywood, right?
Yeah. And his
Yeah,
girlfriend sees it at one point and is like, what the
yeah.
fuck is that?
Yes, yeah. Lil Dicky. That's a funny fucking show. Underrated
That
show.
is a hilarious show, yeah. But no, that's a really funny portion of that particular show that reminds me of. I don't disagree though necessarily in that case, but um, that's an interesting thought.
It's where we're at.
um, it is. My buy low. I'm gonna buy low on being in your 30s. It's super like overplayed the whole like, oh, being in your 30s, you're old, it sucks, blah blah blah. I've been 30 for a little over a month now, and I feel great, dude. I love being 30. I've wanted to be 30 for some time. I feel like you get taken more seriously and you're just like truly an adult. I know I've like talked about this at times, but being a true 30-year-old now, it's great. I don't understand why people feared it. I honestly just it kind of cringed at being in my 20s for so long. So that's I'm gonna buy low on being in your 30s. It's pretty lit.
A grown man in his 30s talking about cringe is crazy. Um,
Cringe is all that's a millennial thing if I've ever heard it.
uh, no, I agree with you entirely. It's just crazy the sample size that you're
It doesn't take
talking about.
much, bro.
This 1 month, but yeah, I was told this several years ago, that the 30 to 40 range is actually the best
That's your
because there's
peak.
the maturity is there.
You're still young, but yeah.
or most of the times people have their shit figured out, whether it's career, family, this and that.
Uh, Move on to my sell high here. Um, I kind of wish Sean was here for this. This is going to be controversial. He's gonna listen back to this and be upset, I'd imagine. My sell high is going to be one shining moment. Um,
He's gonna be upset for sure.
yeah, I figured. Uh, I say this because we just got through March Madness. Obviously, there's always one shining moment at the end. It's not the idea of one shining moment. I love the idea of it. If I could just watch the montage and put a different song behind it, I would love that. I don't like the song. It doesn't do it for me. It doesn't make me feel emotional. It feels kind of corny and cheeseball-y and like one shining moment. I just don't it doesn't do it for me.
You sing it pretty good to hate it.
Oh, well, thank you. That's both a compliment and an insult, but I'll take
Yeah,
it. Ultimately,
it's
I'm
not an
gonna take the
insult.
compliment side.
It just makes me feel like your choice is invalid or
I
fraudulent.
No, 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 no. Don't let my talents cloud the vision as a whole. It's just not a good song. I don't know. It doesn't make me feel anything. It just makes me feel like, I wish this was like something like imagine fucking the actual song March Madness by Future playing in the background instead. Like that would be dope.
Yeah.
No, I would pick a different one. I'd pick a different one, but it'd have to be something like emotional, something like to really make you feel something about like the entirety of what just went down. You watched weeks of basketball and this is the
What's
pinnacle, you know?
the Titanic song by Celine Dion?
Yeah, My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah, near,
Yeah.
far, however,
Wherever.
wherever.
Yeah, exactly. And like imagine like as that's happening, a buzzer beater is going on too. And like it's just I don't know, man. I think you could
Or
find a
the
better
one that
song for what we're looking at.
they've been fucking putting on Instagram, which I'll get into with pop culture at some point. Silver Springs by Fleetwood Mac.
Which one
Um,
is that?
Time cast a spell on you,
But yeah,
but
that's a great
do
one.
it. Yeah, and then they
Yeah.
mixed in the other song, which I can't remember what they added to it, but
Yeah.
it's a
Shout out
trend
Fleetwood Mac
going
though.
on.
No,
Yeah.
I've seen those. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I just don't know. The song just doesn't do it for me. That's just how I feel. You can't change my mind.
All right. Yeah, I'm with it. To each their own. I
Sean's gonna
respect.
be pissed. Sean is gonna be not happy about that. I did have
Yeah,
a secondary sell high. This one's brief. Dubai chocolate. Have you seen it? Have you had it?
I have not had it because I will
Have you
never
seen
ever.
these? Have you heard of these?
I would never justify purchasing a $20 chocolate bar ever.
Exactly. That's why I'm selling high on it because it's the most
Just
ridiculous shit I've ever seen. Like it cannot be
yeah.
that fucking good, and I refuse to try it because of that. So, yeah,
At my local gas station, I have become acquaintances and or friends with some of the cashiers, and I've asked them if they've tried it, and in most cases they have. And I'm like, "Is it good?" They're like, "Yeah, it's good." I'm like,
yeah. It's like yeah, it's fine.
is it $18 better than the next chocolate bar?
Yeah,
It's like, no, not a fucking chance.
it's all a status thing. It's like that Air One grocery store. Have you heard of this in California? There's a grocery store in California. I think it's in LA, but I think it's like there's a couple locations. It's called Air One. I hope I'm getting that name right because I'm gonna look real stupid if I'm not. But they literally the shit they sell is just ridiculous. They have a strawberry. It's one strawberry. Granted, it's a large strawberry, but it's not like it's a $20 strawberry, and it's just a strawberry. There's
Am
nothing
I
on
tripping,
it.
or is this hair significantly whatever? Sorry, go.
And how do I get back to the strawberry after that? How, that was
Uh,
the worst story you could have interrupted. The strawberry is a thing of the past now, but it's a
Expensive
$20
strawberries at Air
strawberry.
One.
A $20 strawberry, one of
One.
them. It's one strawberry for $20. And it's just a big strawberry that they say is like, oh, there's like this trend where they're like, oh, it's the best strawberry you'll ever have. It has the best flavor, blah, blah, blah. You'll watch all these like influencer girls on Instagram try it, and they swear that it's like worth the $20 because it's so good. I just don't give a fuck, dude. I'm not paying $20 for one strawberry. That there's just simply no fucking way it's that good. And it's ridiculous because it's a status thing, and that's exactly what the Dubai chocolate is. I can't stand it.
Yeah, and it's like I can. There's no way that it's again $15 better than a fucking whole pack of strawberries. Like there's just
Exactly,
no
dude.
way.
I could get 4 packs of strawberries for that fucking price, dude. That's insane.
Yeah, I completely agree. It actually irks the shit out of me. There are people dumb enough to purchase shit like that.
Me too,
It,
because that's the only
uh,
reason it exists. It's like you fucking assholes are the reason that this is a thing at all, and it pisses
it's
me
like
off.
the Saratoga water.
Which one is that? I don't know if I'm familiar with that
It's
one.
the fucking God. I can't remember his name. I think we talked about him. He's the influencer from.
Jake Paul or something?
No. He's the dude from Jacksonville that we talked about. He played football here. We
Mm,
talked about it on the last pod.
mm-hmm.
He raced I Show Speed. He
Yeah.
does his like daily routine. He dumps his face in the ice water.
Yes, 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 yeah. I forget his name. I know exactly who you're talking about, though. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, he has it's a water. It's called Saratoga water. It's sparkling water,
Oh,
right?
yes, yes. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and that's what he dunks his face in
In
and
the
shit.
in the
Yeah.
blue bottle.
Yeah.
and it's sparkling, right? So like all these kids, some of my students, they're like, oh, I have to have this, and they go and they pay $6 for this water bottle, and they don't understand what sparkling water actually is. They think it's regular water that just like tastes good. They don't
Right.
realize it's fucking fully carbonated, and then they drink it and they're like, what the fuck is this? And
Yeah.
yeah, perfect example right there where it's, I mean, marketing is marketing,
Yeah.
but at
No,
the same
shit's
time,
nuts, dude.
paying a premium price for something that tastes just exactly the same. If you were blindfolded, you would not be able to tell me the difference between that $7 strawberry and the
Yeah,
$20
there's
strawberry.
just no way. And if you even if you could tell a difference and you knew it was like really good, if someone was like, "How much would you pay for this one single strawberry?" I cannot imagine a world where I would pay more than like 75 cents for one strawberry. Like it's just I don't know. Like a dollar feels like a lot for one strawberry. That's crazy to me.
Ashton Hall.
Yes, Ashton Hall. Yes.
Yeah. Drives me nuts. But yeah, I'm right there with you.
The fact
Fuck
that he
that.
washes his face with sparkling water is insane to me.
Not just sparkling water, very expensive
Yeah,
sparkling water.
that's so gluttonous for no reason.
That'd be cool.
All right, well, should we just get into the junk drawer then?
Yeah, I can do 30 more minutes. Can you?
I can do 30 more minutes.
All right.
I think we could wrap up in 30 minutes. I think we can shoot for that.
Okay. I only have 3 loose changes, or 4, I guess. I have
Well,
the
so we're switching. This is another for the audience at home. We're switching loose change and pop culture portion control into one, and it's going to be called junk drawer. So we're just going to get into everything. So yeah, junk drawer though is what we're combining loose change and pop culture into. So
rest
it's
in
going to be
peace
all encompassing.
to 2 really good segments.
Absolutely.
Amazing creations from the beginning, but it's one of those things as we go, we have to adapt and we kind of have to
Yeah.
finagle and find out what works the best. And I think loose change. And I love pop culture portion control, but I think we can just stick them into one junk drawer and just pull from there.
Exactly. That's the idea. And I do love those segments, but it just felt a little redundant after a while, to where they were kind of covering very similar things. And it felt like we were kind of having two spaces for similar things. So I wanted to combine it into one. But yeah, great segments that will live on in loose change in LTTO history. We'll hang them in the rafters. I think they deserve a spot in the rafters for sure. So at some point we'll get some banners up for loose change and pop culture portion control. But we appreciate their time and their service. And we will now move into the very first junk drawer. Jack, you go ahead and get us kicked off. You feel free to start wherever you want. And yeah, let's get this thing going.
Okay. So we'll talk about a monkey story. So there's a faction of chimpanzees. Well, it was one group that lived in a certain area, and they all lived amongst each other. What is the word I'm looking for here? Peacefully, copacetically,
Yeah, okay.
and they, I guess, they just fucking started beefing within their tribe. This was like 40 years ago. So then they branched off into like a central division and a northern division. This is over 200 monkeys in this family group, whatever you call it. They're called the Nagogo
Okay.
chimps. Um, and so they broke off into these factions and they live, within like 100 miles of each other. And there has been within the last like 6 months, like mad civil murders between the two groups. Like whether it's territorial, whether it's over a female, over their children, whatever it is, it's like very human like war going on.
They're like purposely going after like
Yes, and they're
meaningful
recognizing,
pieces of their
oh, hey,
groups.
there's a Westerner in our territory. We have to kill him. They all look the same, so I don't know how they identify what from what, but
Damn.
it's become like a real civil war. There's like 184 deaths or something. Um, Obviously, they started
And
with
this has been
200.
going on over 40 years?
So they started to segregate, yeah,
I see. This
in
process.
right, and then but within the last year or two, they've
It's
started
become
to get
hostile.
violent with each other, yeah, for whatever reason, and, there's been a shit ton of deaths. Like I said, they started out with 200 monkeys. I don't know what the number was by the time that this has happened, but I do know that there's been, like, well over 100 deaths within this civil war.
So are they just straight up just mauling each other, or do they have like weapons at some like are we talking about some fucking Rise of the Planet of the Apes type shit? Like what are we looking at here?
As much as I wish I could be like, yeah, they've created machetes and they've turned bamboo sticks into spears. That is not the case. It's a hand to
They
hand
could be using
combat.
rocks, you know.
Yeah, yeah, hand to hand. Well, actually, shit, I probably didn't do enough depth in my research. There could be added elements, but from what I understand, they are
What if
just
they're like
ripping.
drowning each other and shit? They're
Yeah,
like holding each other underwater. Like what if they're getting crazy with it, bro?
waterboarding them to get fucking info about the next group.
They're
uh,
like they're getting intel and shit. And they're
sticking
like, go back
bamboo,
and fucking tell them what you saw. And they're
sticking
sending
bamboo pieces up their fingernails. Um, no, no, the whole shit's wild. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's going to be either the one side's going to kill the other, they'll just keep killing each other, or eventually the monkeys will broker peace because monkeys are different than people in the sense where their motive or being right or wrong or egos don't exist. Like
Yeah,
if they are able to do this to a point where they can separate one from another, they're able to be like, we are all the same and eventually just stop killing each
cohesively
other.
live. Yeah.
Look, this is affecting both of us negatively.
Right.
Like from a black and white profit margin standard, like they'll be able to just say, oh, we are losing too many monkeys. We
I'm
need
certain at some point they'll get to that point because it will become they are very intelligent creatures. It will become like the ones that are left maybe aren't going to be the ones that are going to be like wanting to fight and shit. They're going to be like, let's figure out a way to move forward without having all this
and that's
chaos.
what I was part of the reason that this started to happen is that there were once they developed a Western and a Central group, there were like medians, like monkeys that were like peacemakers on each end that were well known. Like, oh, this person's a part of this Western and Central group, or this monkey is part of this Western
Uh-huh.
and Central group, but those monkeys have now passed away, so there's no bridge. And so now they just are, I guess, strangers to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so basically then they fight, but eventually they'll have to, come to some sort of recognizable resolution and then become normal. And I have a feeling that they'll do that, which is kind of fucking crazy because while they're doing that, the
We're
Northern Ireland and
yeah.
yeah, Scotland have been, or Northern Ireland and
In
England have been fighting for
Ireland,
them.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
fighting for years, and then you have
Exactly.
obviously your stuff over there in the Middle East. But yeah, it's crazy that the monkeys probably will devise a resolution before any of these actual societies do.
Yeah, with much less death, I'm sure as well. So they would
Hmm.
have to have bombs and stuff to equal what we do. We're pretty impressive creatures. So,
Precisely.
um, well, yeah, that's super interesting. And like I told you, I didn't want to look into that at all because I wanted just to get all this information from you, and then we'll just figure out how much of this is correct over the next however many days after this comes out. Because
I did like I did 10 minutes of research.
all right, then you're
I think
good, dude. That's
I took
10
notes.
minutes more than usual.
I think I'm pretty. Yeah. I was confident in this one. So
Nice. That's good to hear. I'm sure you got it spot on correct. So we'll wait to hear back. Um, well, I have a few junk drawer topics. One that's been kind of in the news over the last
should
however
we
many. Uh huh.
should we do what we did in the previous episode and just do one?
Yeah, just riff a little bit back and forth. Yeah. So the Duggar family, 19 Kids and Counting show on TLC and everything. You're familiar, I assume.
I'm not.
So have you heard anything about the Duggars being in the news at all?
No, and I hate reality television, and there's always some fucking drama that comes from it because
Yeah.
you're fucked up enough to be on a reality show with not kids, you probably are doing some fucked up shit.
That's crazy that you're saying that because this is quite possibly the most fucked up shit that you can get into. This family,
The Johnny
my
K plus 8, right?
type
That was
type
like the
shit,
yeah.
basically. Yeah, this is much worse though because it's 19 kids. This couple had 19 kids. They were so total fucking weirdos. They were one of those couples where they were like, "We're gonna go until God gives us a sign to stop," and they just literally kept having kids over and over and over and over. My mom used to watch this show back in the day, so in turn, I would watch this show because
Oh,
we
so
had like
this is an
one
old
TV.
show.
This was in the 2000s. This show was on TLC back in the day. They had 19 kids. It started as I think 16 kids and counting, if I remember correctly. And then over the years, they expanded so much that it got to like 19 kids and counting. They had multiple miscarriages, which is obviously a very sad thing and sad topic, but their whole thing was like, we're going to go until God gives us a sign to stop. And they'd be at like 16 kids and having a miscarriage. And then they would just keep going, and then they would have another one, and like all these complications and things like that going on. So it was like, you're having kids because you're on a TLC show about how many fucking kids you have, and you're like a
Yeah,
spectacle,
you
and
got
like
your sign.
exactly, you've had multiple signs that like, hey, probably you should stop, but yeah, they just kept going and going and going. They were very strange individuals, I'll just say. They homeschooled all their kids. They all dressed like they were in fucking Little House on the Prairie and type that kind of thing. So very just old fashioned and I don't know if conservative is the correct word, but in that case, very just the women wore very long skirts that covered their ankles and shit like that, and the men wore button up shirts and all that stuff. So
So the
um
show's called 19 Kids and Counting.
yeah, 19 kids and counting was the show, and it started as 16 kids and counting, and it like moved up from there as they kept having kids. And
Yeah, 17 and 18 is also known as. That's
yeah,
funny.
as that. Yeah, exactly. So anyways, this family just always had a weird vibe where it was like, you guys, just something's off about y'all. I don't love the vibes coming from anyone in this particular family, but they have been in the news over the last few months because two of their sons have been arrested for basically child and that sort of thing. So they are in hot water. Um That I don't know, that just doesn't surprise me, but it is also just kind of, like, crazy, like, they were supposed to be this, like, very, like, perfect in their
Yeah, there
eyes
were
family, and, like, they were, like, very presenting, in a certain way, and I don't know, they just,
they
of
were
course, are total
Arkansas
creeps and weirdos.
Arkansas Baptist. I'm looking it up now.
Yeah. Yeah, they were
But
an
but again,
interesting family.
17 kids have not committed a crime, at least knowingly.
They're
And
hitting at pretty high volumes. I will say some of their kids have defected from the defected, I think is the correct word. They've gone off away from the family and have kind of come out and spoken out against some of the way that the family lived and the parents and all that stuff. So there are more that they haven't done anything bad, but they have spoken out, like at least three of them, I think, and it's all
of course,
girls.
because like there's no way
So
that that could possibly work, right?
yeah, you got
But even
20.
if
How
you
can you
have
even have a relationship with them?
10 good kids out of your 19, you're
Yeah.
shooting over 50%. And raising like perfect kids, not perfect, but
Yeah.
non-problem kids is pretty impressive. But two of them to kind of have the same pretty
Fucked up thing. Yeah.
darkness, yeah, it makes you think that there's some sort of because that's what they do say about is that they were, you know, exposed to that at a young age or taken advantage of at a young
Right.
age, and they're just responding in the way that they feel is normal. So
Yeah.
there probably is definitely a lot of darkness unlayered in that onion. Damn, I never even heard of this show, and I was a pretty big advocate of like TV series back then, and I know most of them. John and Kate plus 8, the 18 and 16 and pregnant.
Yeah.
Um,
Those TLC shows used to be wild, bro. They had
yeah.
some weird ones on there. They had like a lot of like little people shows back in the day. They
Oh
had
yeah, My 600 Pound Life.
yeah, dude. It was like little people and big giant fat people, huge
Nothing in between.
families.
Reality TV is just, it's dirty, bro. It's fucking,
Yeah, dude, it's
it's
all pretty
dirty.
gross, yeah, at the end of the day. I mean, I really enjoy the trash TV that Leah and I watch, like, the Love Is Blinds of the world, but,
Yeah, but
yeah,
they're on there because they want to be famous, dude. That's
for
all it
sure,
is.
for sure, for sure.
Like
But every
zero.
once in a while, something else comes along, you know?
You know what's a good one now that I think about it that never really turned or reared its ugly head would be like the Moonshiners or
Oh, yeah, yeah, or
what's
like,
what was the one that stuck Dynasty?
Duck Dynasty, fucking, Swamp People was good
Hmm.
back in the
Yeah.
day, what's another good one? American Pickers was pretty good.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, some of
Never
those are
really reared
good.
their ugly heads, but the one did right with the Pawn Stars.
Yeah, Pawn Stars got weird. I think Chumley got in trouble, and then I also think the Sun got in some trouble too.
Yeah.
Um, and then also, what was the other one where there was some? Oh, Storage Wars. There was some like controversy there as well.
Yeah.
That one
I
was.
think there were some issues with the one that happened in South Carolina.
Which one is
Um,
that?
it's like they live on this really fucking beautiful former plantation and southern
Is
something.
that the issue? Is that's probably part of the issue? Maybe.
No, it was like, there
Okay,
was like just like mad affairs going on.
I
I need
see.
to I need to look into it before I say anything further. But yeah,
Sure, go
I
ahead.
know that there was like they have this appears to be amazing life
Yeah,
living in this beautiful place in like Hilton Head, South Carolina, right on the water. And sure enough, you peel back a couple layers and
who'd have
there's some
thought?
fuck shit going on. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
I've just discovered reality TV is full of shit people, but it's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch. I'm guilty of it. All right. Well, let's go back to you then. What else you got for junk drawer?
Let's go with Fleetwood Mac since we talked about it earlier. Um, Amazing band. I've been going through a little bit of a renaissance of such with their music, and it is just they're it's deep. It hits you deep in the feels. So many different songs too that kind of play this where you can listen to a whole album and makes you feel kind of at peace. This is something I know Sean has a fond spot for them in his heart as well because we've talked about them. I know he'd be here to have my back on this one, but
No, I
so
agree fully for sure.
interesting factoid. So Stevie Nicks, who was singing, and Lindsey Buckingham, who is a dude,
Yeah,
who was
they
playing.
dated.
Yes, yeah, and they broke up while they were still a band, and they
Yeah,
maintained their professional relationship and did not disband. And so the song I referenced earlier, Silver Springs, references Stevie Nicks' the breakup with Lindsey Buckingham, and then they have a song on that album as well, which Rumors is the album, which was their biggest selling album,
yeah,
widely known as one of the best
Hmm.
ever. Uh, and then Lindsey Buckingham has songs on the album that he wrote where it's referencing his standpoint or viewpoint of the breakup. So I was just thinking about how trippy it would be to be on stage with your former significant other and you sing a song about how it affected you. And while the person that you were with is playing an instrument or singing, and then that person sings a song about the way it affected them while you both are collaborating to make the music.
to make
Pretty,
music gold.
pretty fucking wild. And also like kind of really fucking mature.
Yeah,
Hard to
very
do
mature
that.
in a way.
Hard
The
to,
song, the song "Dreams" is also about that breakup.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think that one was Buckingham wrote that song and, they sang it together or they played it together and they
Well,
made
that
millions of
one Stevie
dollars.
Nicks sings though. I think she
She
wrote that.
sings, she sings all of them. Um, he writes some songs. So
Yeah,
she's the lead. She's the vocalist. So no matter what the song is,
yeah.
one of them is writing it. So even if he wrote the song, she's still the one singing it. But I know that, yeah, like I can look right now, actually. Let's see. Who? wrote, I believe it was him.
I thought she
Dream.
wrote Dreams, but I could be wrong.
She might have, but I know that he also did write some. Let's see. Yeah. Um, okay, so she wrote Dreams. He wrote Go Your Own Way.
Yeah, Go Your Own Way. That's the one I was thinking of for him. Yeah.
You can go your own way.
You can go your own way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. On this day, March 24th, 1977, Fleetwood Mac releases Dreams.
Shout out.
Yeah, yes. So they both wrote songs about each other and their
Incredible
breakup,
band.
and they maintained the ability to work together and perform together while they're basically talking shit about each other via music. And then they have to contribute to create the music that is shit talk about themselves, and then perform it on stage with the person that you had that romantic involvement with. That's crazy. That's wild to me. The amount of
That is
maturity
wild.
or professionalism or just pure determination to become a successful band. And that's part of why they became one of the best and most high selling groups in the history of the world. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's one. So yeah, you're up, brother.
Absolutely. I don't know how you feel about this. I have really one more junk drawer that I really want to get into, and then I'm willing to save the rest for next time when we record with Sean in a new episode, and then get into rotating tap just so we can kind of finish off this episode if you're interested. But you let me know if you want to get into your other junk drawer stuff.
No, I'll just do, you do one, I do one, and then we're good.
Cool. All right, I'll do my last one, and then you do your last one, and then we'll just briefly, very quickly do rotating tap just so we can finish off. So my last one is there's going to be a Mexican version of The Office coming out that looks really good. Uh, a lot of the Office like offshoots just don't really do it for me because they're just kind of trying to recreate that magic, and it's they're all English speaking, so it's like you just can't. There is no other Steve Carell. You can't find anyone that's going to be Dwight that's going to be the same. So this one's interesting to me because it's like totally different language, and they have their own like kind of way about them, and the trailer that I saw looks hilarious, and it'll help me improve my Spanish. So I'm pretty excited for that, but it honestly looks very funny, so I am going to be giving that a shot when it comes out.
And where can I watch that?
I think it's on Peacock. I think it's gonna be on Peacock when it comes out. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's like literally a spin-off of The Office for just Mexico.
I'll definitely watch it. The whole thing's subtitles.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could turn them off if you're just trying to challenge yourself.
No, I'm not there yet. Not in terms of
Yeah,
the whole.
especially with like
Mhm.
comedy, you gotta have
Yeah,
like you gotta help yourself.
right.
But the
Tone.
trailer that I saw, it was easy to read and get the tone and everything, and like if they didn't put the exact translation, it was like the what they're really saying sort of thing. So
I'll try it. I've never watched like a satirical or comedic show in subtitles, so it's hard for me.
I haven't either, and I'm interested to see how it goes. But the trailer was funny. I would encourage you to at least watch the trailer and see what you think about it because it looks pretty funny to me. So.
I will check it out. I'll take your word for it.
Absolutely. And then your final junk drawer before we finish off with rotating tap.
LeBron James. Really just
LeBron James.
LeBron James. I never really liked him. Just seems like a phony, inauthentic dude. Great player. I can't disregard his accomplishments. I just don't personally like his personality. There's something about him that rubs me the wrong way. Always has. Um, Other things about him that have irked me throughout the course of his career is just kind of yeah. Again, it's just the phony shit. I think just being fake. Um, but last night, him and his son were on the same court together, which in itself is pretty fucking admirable, regardless of how you feel about the dude.
For sure.
And LeBron got a steal, or no, Bronny got a steal, and he bounced past it up to midcourt on a fast break to LeBron, and LeBron took off and dunked it. And it was the first ever son to father assist in the history of the NBA. And, it's just news and news passes. But I had a moment where I was thinking, like, that's fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
Being on the same court with your son, yeah, that's wild as fuck. Being on the same court with your son and winning games, crazy. Having your son throw you a pass, your child throw
Yeah,
you
in
a
the
pass
NBA. Yeah.
on an NBA court in an NBA game for the fucking Los Angeles Lakers, and you dunk that shit and it goes in the stat book. That's fucking in itself is such an insane accomplishment.
LeBron has to feel like he's living in a simulation sometimes, dude. Like, that is some movie shit. Like, what the
100%
fuck,
easy.
dude?
And he's completely manipulated everything to have put himself
For
into
sure.
the situation to have his kid do that. But like, that's just nuts. He's literally still in the league. Ooh, yeah, this kid was born while he was in the league, and now this kid is throwing him fucking passes in the league. Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. played in the same outfield for Seattle one season. And that one was before my time, but I always was just baffled by, like, how could that be fucking possible?
Yeah. You know
And I
how
never
long
got
you
to
got to be
see
doing it at a high level to have that opportunity as the father in that scenario?
exactly. And I never
Yeah.
got to see it. And I kind of always wondered, and now I have the ability to see it. And yeah, it's not like Bronny is some fucking real good player, and he probably won't last much in the NBA after his dad retires. But that stat will last forever. And as much of a LeBron hater as I am, I just felt like that just had to be acknowledged of how fucking insane that actually is.
No, it
Like
is
that's
insane, and it's just yet another testament of his longevity. And obviously, as we've said before, we're in the same boat as far as LeBron goes. He's a cornball to me. I think he's actually kind of a funny guy, but in like I'm not sure if he knows what's funny about what he's doing.
yeah.
But that kind of stuff is incredible, and he is truly one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest. So his longevity is incredible. Everything that he's done in the time that he's been a player is incredible, and then now this is yet another accomplishment. So it is fucking nuts when you really sit back and think about it. So I get it. Um, but yeah, excellent first junk drawer segment. We'll probably get into more junk drawer next time once Sean is amongst us again. Sean is in the middle of a golf trip with some buddies. It sounds like. So I hope he's having a good time. But yeah, he's really killing the quality of the podcast. So really fucking sucks in that regard. But
Hey,
it is
pissing
what
us
it
off.
is. Yeah, pissing us off. Don't let this shit happen again, or you're gonna be relegated.
Fired. Wait, I'm just realizing. What are you implying, that I'm not capable of carrying the weight, or
No, it's really both of us. It's just it takes an element out of the podcast. You know, he's killing the vibes. We have a certain flow now that got three chairs and three opinions, and it just he's totally thrown us off. That's all I'm
I just
saying.
thought that I thought we were a pretty good duo. It's fine.
No, we're doing good. We're doing great. Everything's great. It's just you know.
Yeah, you missed Sean, bro. It's fine. It's fine. Second chair, Sean.
Oh my god, this guy's so emotional, dude. If only you guys knew. Let me pull
If
up
we
my
if we're
wheel
not emotional,
generator.
or if we're not plugged into the emotions, then we miss things or certain interactions that imply larger things, like someone's trying to take your seat from
Man.
under you. So
This
we gotta
guy
stay
is
real in touch with our.
paranoid. Jesus Christ. Someone get this guy some fucking
I'm gonna be
Xanax or something. Jesus.
one of those Instagrammers that's recording myself, guaranteeing that there's someone driving around my neighborhood that's looking after me.
Oh my fucking God. All right. So the rotating tap for the YouTube listeners that have not, or viewers, I should say, I'm not used to having viewers. It's all about the listeners typically. For the YouTube viewers that have not watched or listened to the show before, the rotating tap is the wheel that decides our fate at the end of the show. We spin a wheel with different topics on it. Whatever it lands on is what we talk about to end the show. Sometimes we do one topic, sometimes we do three, sometimes we do however many we want. It just depends. However many interesting things come up and what we've got going on. So, uh, just to give you a rundown of what's on the rotating tap today, the first wedge is favorite shark slash dinosaur and our thoughts on those. Next wedge is best hangover foods. Next wedge is a time in history you'd visit if you could go back. Next wedge is what's scarier, the ocean or space, and kind of just discuss that. Next wedge is irrational fear you have. Next wedge is weirdest place you've ever taken a piss. Next wedge is fast food draft, fast food restaurant draft. I hope we don't land on that one because that would be time consuming. And we would have to figure out a way to work with the wheel on that one. Next wedge is call someone, anyone right now. Hope it doesn't land on that too. Um, and then of course the last wedge is the Epstein files, which we will of course get into if we have to. But God save us, please don't. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and at some point we'll get a graphic up to represent the wheel and everything and let you guys follow along. For now, just trust me, there's a wheel spinning. So 1, 2, 3, spin. It's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning. And it landed on weirdest place you've ever taken a piss. I've got a couple actually.
Go ahead.
Well, first piss story I've got. Um There's this festival here in Central Texas called Worst Fest, and it happens in New Braunfels, Texas, which is like halfway between Austin and San Antonio. It's basically Oktoberfest, but here, and it's a New Braunfels is a German town. It was founded by Germans, so it's a big, big
Uh-huh.
deal. They really get into Worst Fest when it comes around. So one year I went with my mom and my stepdad and my aunt and uncle, and uh really had a good time. This was when I was, like, probably 22 years old, 21 or 22. So, was not used to drinking with my family, like, in heavy amounts yet, and, basically just ended up getting shit-faced with my fucking mom and stepdad and aunts and uncles and all that, because they just kept ordering beers, so I just kept ordering beers, and we just kept drinking and drinking. They literally serve your beers in, like, a pitcher, and you're kind of expected to like, a pitcher's for you, so each
Mhm.
person walks around with a pitcher of beer, and we just kept doing that, and I'm, like, fucked up, and, I was like, "Man, I gotta take a piss so bad." So I go they have, like, a line of porta potties and shit, but the lines were insane, and I was, like, on the verge of pissing myself type, like, piss that I had to do. And for those that don't know, New Braunfels is like San Marcos, where Texas State is known for a river that runs through it that people will kind of like tube in. So you get in, you tube through the river and everything, and it's like a decent sized river that's constantly flowing and everything. So there's this river that runs through New Braunfels as well, and it goes right alongside the Worst Fest. So I was like, "Fuck, dude, I'm just gonna go over to the river while everyone else is waiting in line. I'm gonna go over to the river, piss by the river on a tree, and get the fuck out of here." I go find like a secluded area. Again, I'm really fucked up. I start taking a piss at this tree. I'm back facing the river. So facing towards this tree, towards the Worst Fest, and back to the river. I piss. I get all done, pull my pants up, go to take a step, kinda lose my balance because 'cause I'm fucked up, step backwards, and there's no ground beneath my foot, so I fall backwards and into the river, and I
No.
literally I mean, honestly, looking back, it's like it could have gone pretty poorly, but, luckily, I just fell wholly into the river. I'm talking past my fucking head, like, fell into the river and was soaked, had to walk back to the Worst Fest, and at this point, I'm like, "I'm not walking back through everyone soaking wet." Like, clothes completely drenched, smelling like a river, and, going amongst all these people that were having a good time and everything, so I was like, "I gotta get out of here," so I left the festival and, like, went around the whole festival, called my mom, and was like, "Mom, we gotta get out of here. I fell in the river while I was taking a piss," and eventually found my mom, and we got in an Uber, and I'm, like, drenched. I don't know how they let me into that Uber, to be honest, but, we got back to my mom's house, and I took a shower and passed out, and that was that, but, Yeah, not my proudest moment in terms of, places I've taken a piss, so that's definitely my weirdest, and then just a brief one, when I was in Chicago, I did, sorry for making this political, I did piss on the Trump Tower, but that's, a whole other thing, so.
That's a cool one though. That's a cool one.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Allegedly, I did that,
That's
I
not
should say.
weird as much as it is, like,
Yeah.
that was intentional.
Exactly, exactly. So and I didn't nothing poor came of that one, so, and again, that was all alleged. I didn't I allegedly did that one, so, um, yeah, but the first one was definitely my weirdest piss and worst piss, so
Yeah, it's a
good luck
wild.
topping that.
I mean, mine are pretty decent. The first one I have is into a drawer of a girl's home that I was staying at. Um, no recollection. Just woke up in the middle of the night. Apparently, allegedly,
Allegedly.
hopped out of bed, walked over to her dresser drawer, pulled out the bottom drawer, and just
Went to town.
yeah, did my thing. And
Damn.
yeah, woke up the next day getting yelled and screamed at. That was a crazy one.
She didn't like that?
No, she was actually, believe it or not, she was appalled and she was not a fan.
Did you talk to her again after that?
Yeah, so she was like a friend, a very close friend of one of my best friends, and yeah, we had to like kind of interact with each other a lot more over the course of the next year or two. Never in a romantic sense, of course, but yeah, that
That's
was a tough
fucking
one.
hilarious.
Yeah, so typically when I'm present and she's present, there is at least one or two remarks made about
About a
me
piss drawer.
pissing in her drawer. Yeah, the second one would be in a former coworker's mouth. Um, I don't want to say her.
Fucking dropped her name.
I didn't say a last name, so that's cool. Not at the place I currently work. Don't worry. No, she
Oh,
asked me to
oh
do it.
god.
That was her
Oh
thing.
god. Oh god.
So I did it, and yeah,
Can
she was
that
actually on.
stay in the episode?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, thank God. Oh
she was
my god.
on tour with Fallout Boy for like a year prior to this.
Oh my god.
And then she
That is
stumbled
so
into my
fucking
place of
funny.
business, and she expressed her interest in me early on, and we went, we had drinks, and we got back to her crib. She was telling me stories, and then yeah, one thing led to another, and it was like, this is what I like, would you be willing to do this? And I was like, well, I gotta go, so yeah. And
Oh my god. You had to go to, so it was like you filled her up, I bet.
so why not? Right, right, right. So then obviously the mouth cavity doesn't fit enough liquid
Yeah,
to
no,
fulfill
I
full
get
piss.
that. Yeah, yeah.
So then she spit out what was
Oh
in there,
my god, she's just making a mess,
and
bro.
then she on her carpet in her apartment, and then
Ugh.
she reopened her mouth for the rest of the
Oh my fucking god, bro.
yeah. So
Yeah, that's
I don't know,
a perfect
I
way
don't know
to
if
end
that tops the
rotating tap.
river, but
That
it's up there.
does. That's much worse. Jesus Christ, man. Mine sounds like PG now.
It is
That
what it
was
is.
that was fucking incredible. What a way to
I
end.
didn't anticipate the wheel to land there, but
Yeah, hey, that's the wheel. That's the rotating tap, brother. That's how it goes. But obviously, we're gonna end on that note. We can't top that. So, that's gonna be the end of our first YouTube episode of Leave the Tab Open. Thank you guys for joining us. I can't believe we made it through an entire episode in one recording. That's like the second time we've ever done that. So,
yeah.
pretty impressive stuff there. Jack, do you have any closing remarks? Anything you want to say to the audience before we part ways?
Nah, I just love this shit, man. Whether we blow up and become super famous and make a shit ton of money and get to go to Vegas together and fucking play
Fuck yeah.
poker and blackjack, or we just keep doing this in this capacity and we don't ever earn a dollar, it does not matter to me. This shit
It's a
is
win-win.
do it for the love of the game and it's camaraderie, man. It's nothing better than shooting shit with your homies, especially with
Fuck yeah.
topics and things like that. It's just it's a blessing to be a part of this. And yeah, I just can't wait to continue to try to move the needle moving forward and hope that we can make a dollar or two and see what
Hell
the
yeah.
future holds for us. Shout out all our people that listen and all my homies, dead or alive.
Absolutely.
One love.
Hell yeah. Shout out you guys. And for all the YouTube viewers, if you haven't seen us before, go back and listen to our shit on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever you listen to. We're not on Amazon. If you're listening on there, that's kind of weird anyways. So unless Amazon gives us a deal, in which case we love Amazon. So
Shout out
um,
Amazon.
shout out Amazon. Shout out Jeff Bezos, even though he's a dick to William Shatner. But
Shout out
um,
youth.
shout out YouTube for sure. We're happy to be here. Thank you for having us, YouTube. And for anyone that's stumbling upon us, thank you again. And we will see you guys next time. We'll catch y'all on the flippity flip. Peace out.
Leave the tab open.
Leave it open, bitch.
Peace
All
out,
right,
brother.
brother. We'll
Peace.
see you later.